Hi, Kathia Woods with the Philadelphia Tribune. Good morning, ladies, or good afternoon. This movie was heartbreaking in so many ways, and I'm sure it was challenging for you. But talk about how did you prepare, because this required a lot of communication to be on the same page with the two of you. How did you prepare for that portion of it? Letitia, you can start, please.
How do we prepare for just our journey of being twin sisters? At first, it was just about putting our egos to the side. It was definitely, we are both amazing actresses, and we have our own techniques and the way we like to do things. But we had to find a union like very early on. So we had to come into this space on the same page. We sat down, we read the book together alongside our director for about a year. And then when we got to set, it was about just spending as much time together as we could and really trying to understand the twins in an in-depth way to bring that to life on screen.
What about for you, Tamara? What the process like?
Yeah, well, I agree with all of that, but also we had a lot of resources during production as well that was provided to us by the producers, by the director, such as a movement coach and a dialect coach to find a shared physical language and a shared vocal language. And so there was a lot of support that was provided to us, and then also throughout we provided support to each other with kind of the nightly scouring of the text and the scenes and breaking things down. And we also were lucky enough to have a really open and collaborative director that was really willing to hear any thoughts or questions we had about everything as it went along. And I think everything was held with a lot of sensitivity and compassion. So as the story got more difficult, I think so did everybody's support grew in conjunction with that.
Can we talk about just the burden of being the only Black people in a space? I don't think people understand the stress and trauma of that. You know what I mean? Because we always have to think about it's not just about us. It's about the people behind us a lot of times, and also we don't have anyone to advocate for them, and that is very much the case for these girls. Tamara, why don't you start? What was that like? Because we all know that feeling, even in 2022, sadly.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I felt a really strong affinity to the twins because of that. I think, their true experience of being the only Black students in their school, the Black family in their area, I think is an extremely isolating, not just kind of in a communal way, but psychologically it can be as well, because obviously we all are affirmed by our environment. So if your environment doesn't reflect or bolster you or champion you, it is easy to then feel diminished. And I think that's really important, because I think people often frame their silence as the reason that they were institutionalized, but I think it's the other way around. I think it's important to remember that it's the systemic issues and the legacy of racism that can cause people to withdraw and consequently lose their freedom, their capacity to enjoy their life to the fullest.
Absolutely. Ladies, I want to thank you for a very moving performance. It's definitely a hard watch, but I think hopefully it will bring more awareness to mental health and also about giving support to kids in schools and things like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathia.